Hi everyone, I'm Rosie and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you one of my favorite seeded sourdough recipes. This bread has a combination of whole grain flour and bread flour, so it's hearty and has a wonderful nutty flavor, but the crumb is still light and chewy. Let's get started. I mix the dough in the morning of the day before I plan on baking. I have 250 grams of bread flour and 250 grams of sprouted whole wheat flour, but regular whole wheat will work just as well. Then I add 2 teaspoons of Himalayan pink salt, 1 tablespoon of molasses, and 1 tablespoon of grapeseed oil. For the seeds, I have 1/3 cup of pumpkin seeds, 1/4 cup of hemp seeds, 1/4 cup of black sesame seeds, and 2 tablespoons of caraway seeds. Then I add 2 heaping tablespoons of unfed starter straight from the fridge and 1½ cups of room temperature water. By unfed starter, I mean that I haven't fed the starter since the last time I baked with it, which was about a week ago, and it's been sitting in the fridge since then. Many sourdough recipes require you to feed your starter several hours before mixing it into the dough so that it's super active. By using cold, unfed starter, my starter is less active, which allows me to prolong the fermentation time to about a full 24 hours. This baking schedule is just more convenient for me, and the longer fermentation helps develop complex flavors and a strong gluten structure without any heavy kneading or complex folds. I just mix until the dough comes together. Yes, it's still lumpy and bumpy at this stage, but don't worry. Let the dough rest for about 30 to 60 minutes and it'll be smoother and easier to work with then. This is a super versatile recipe. You could use any combination of seeds that you like, and the molasses and grapeseed oil are optional. The molasses adds a nice touch of earthy sweetness that complements the seeds nicely, but you could use honey or brown sugar instead or leave it out entirely. Throughout the rest of the day until the evening, I gently fold the dough about every 2 to 3 hours. I usually get in about 3 to 4 rounds of these folds before the shaping and final proof. For shaping, I'm just going to roughly fold the dough in thirds, rotate it, and roll it into a tight log. Pinch the seam closed, and don't forget the ends. Let the dough rest like this on the board for about 20 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to prepare my banneton. You can see that my banneton still has that base layer of rice flour from the last time I used it. As long as there isn't any dough stuck on, I don't wash my banneton between bakes. I just sprinkle on an additional layer of rice flour just before I place my dough in there for the final proof. Lastly, I pinch or stitch the sides towards the center to create more tension on the dough. See how snatched it is? This will help with oven spring later on. For the final proof, I let it rise at room temperature overnight, which is about 66 degrees Fahrenheit for me. If your home is warmer than that, you'll want to do the final proof in the fridge so the dough does not over ferment by the morning. I don't cover the dough with a bag for the final proof. I just place the whole thing in a 9 by 13 inch pan and cover with a second 9 by 13 inch pan. By the next morning, the dough is ready to bake. Look how poofy it is. I'm going to bake it at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for an hour total. For the first 30 minutes, I bake the loaf with the second pan on top to trap in steam and help with oven spring. This serves the same purpose as baking in a Dutch oven, but I find that the 9 by 13 inch pans work better for this petard-shaped loaf. If you want to try this setup and one of your pans has handles like this one, use that one on the bottom, as it'll make it easier to take your bread in and out of the oven. After the first 30 minutes, I take the cover off and let the loaf continue baking for the rest of the hour at the same temperature, or until the crust is dark brown and the loaf sounds hollow. See how easy it is to bake artisan-style seeded sourdough at home? I hope you give this recipe a try and let me know in the comments how it turns out for you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more easy cooking and baking videos, and say hi in the comments. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.